sometimes you just got to be patient with freshmen, right? They're going to work through their freshman mistakes, and you just got to let them figure it out, especially when they're a five-star recruit. Jeremiah Smith's first target, screen pass, didn't catch it, dropped the ball. Very next snap, he has a penalty on a false start. That was about it. Then the next day, he was 6 for 92 for 2 touchdowns. I'm Stephen Means. That's Stefan Krajisnik. That's Andrew Gillis. Ohio State wins its season opener against Akron, 52-6. And Jeremiah Smith, Stefan, pretty much living up to the hype.
Yeah, you really had to be patient with him for a whole 2 minutes of his collegiate career before he figured it out. I mean, it was an outstanding performance. You also saw kind of the versatility. Like, he catches a back shoulder, kind of like a fade route for a touchdown, and then it's a slant across the middle of the field for a touchdown, and then another deep ball that kind of, it was a great throw from Will Howard right in his lap. Like, you got to see a lot of different elements of what Jeremiah Smith can do. But I think the most important thing that you were talking about there is you saw the mental aspect. Ryan Day has talked all offseason about how mature he is for a freshman, how you don't see that a lot for freshmen, right? Everyone knew the talent, right? He was a top-rated player in the class. Everyone knew the talent that he was going to bring on the field. But to have that mentality to drop a pass, get a penalty, and just flush it, be like, whatever, like, I don't need to think about it for the rest of the game, shows where, in Ryan Day's words, he's built different. And you don't see that a lot from freshmen. You talk about some of the freshman struggles that guys have. Maybe it takes them a game or two. Or some of the guys, you go through a whole season. It's like, all right, sophomore year is when they make that jump. Jeremiah Smith told everyone that, yo, I'm here. And that's scary. And I know it's against Akron and level of competition matters. But from watching him play, I'm picturing Big Ten games. I don't think he's going to have much of a problem to make an impact. He's a guy that in year one of his collegiate career is going to be a household name in the Big Ten, and he showed us right away in game one.
So it's real now, Andrew, right? I mean, it's been a hypothetical for a year, and then we spent the last 9 months going, hey, he's doing awesome things in practice, but now the world just saw it. What's next for Jeremiah Smith? And I know they don't play necessarily a high-level game until the end of September, but what's next for Jeremiah Smith now that he's made his debut and clearly looks to be everything people thought he was as a recruit?
What's next? There's a lot that could be next. It could be proving that you're the best receiver in the Big Ten. It could be proving that you're one of the best receivers in the country. Like there's really nothing off limits. And I think that's kind of the conversation that we need to have here is Jeremiah Smith. We were talking on a pod, Stephen, earlier this offseason, and we were really stretching as to okay, what could be a negative for Jeremiah? What could be a problem for Jeremiah? And we mentioned mental mistakes and things that were kind of negative and maybe keeping him off the field where you couldn't trust him to not commit a penalty or something like that. And we were like, maybe run blocking where he can't run to his that's where we were at with him in April. That was where we were at with him over the summer. And you saw it today. Drop pass, next play is penalty, and he immediately comes right back through it. So you have no concerns about Jeremiah. What's next for him? He might be the best receiver on this team. Maybe now, maybe in a few weeks. That's where we're at. The freshman concerns, they said it, and I believe them in the press conferences. You can't believe everything you hear in a press conference, but I believe them when they said we didn't have to say anything to him. He's just that good. He's just that mature. I mean, you run out of ways to describe how impressive this is, because if Jeremiah had done this today, 6 of 92 or six catches, 92 yards, and 2 scores, you would have been like, yeah, it's pretty good. Wow, the junior receiver had a really nice day. He's a freshman. I don't care that they played Akron. He looked like he belonged, and he looked like the most physically talented receiver Ohio State has.
I'm wondering if he can be the best receiver in the country this year. Whether he wins the Bolitnikoff or not is what it is. But if you check Twitter or X or whatever they call it nowadays, you're seeing Marvin Harrison Jr. go, yo, this guy's amazing. You're seeing Jackson Smith-Njigba call him a top 3 pick one day. If you listen, I'm just saying, you see Jackson Smith-Njigba, yo, this guy's crazy, this guy's good. Parrish, yo, this guy. Those are first-round draft picks saying that about this kid who was a freshman. So they're only adding on to the hype in this situation. I agree with you. With freshmen, it doesn't matter. Yeah. This is his first time in this stadium, under these lights. Well, it's a day game, but you know what I mean. It's just in this environment, this is the first time. And it didn't go well for the first 30 seconds of it, right? But he figured it out very quickly there, and very quickly had the most dominant performance of probably anybody in the stadium today. And it can only go up from here. Obviously, for me, I would love to see this against a Big Ten opponent. I'd love to see it in the playoff, but not because I don't believe he's going to do it, just because I'm interested in seeing it. So there it is. This is the capped end of the other side of the legend that has been Jeremiah Smith over the past year. Is he going to flip? Is he going to flip? No. Hey, how good is he? Hey, he's pretty good. Well, we just found out on Saturday just how good he can be. First step, let's see where he goes from here. I'm Steven Means. That's Andrew Gillis. That's Stefan Krajisnik. We'll continue to talk about this on Buckeye Talk. So go listen to that wherever you find podcasts and get the text 614-350-3315. 2-week free trial, $3.99 after that. See you later.